Retro, this is what happens when you don't pull your boat out of the water.
Is this what's best for me? I've never seen a sunset like this before. Watch the lights fading out upon the cliffs of the shore. I've never been this far from home. Now I'm stuck in the past.
I didn't properly secure my canoe last night, and the water took it away. This morning, Mowgli found it snagged in a branch right in front of our camp. I got really lucky that the river didn't take it all the way downstream. But that's the only interesting thing that happened today. So instead of telling you about the day, I'm going to tell some stories. Well, it's our origin story, so a couple stories condensed into one. But if you want the full version with all the images, go check out my website in the link. I met Mowgli in a hayfield in Virginia. I had ordered pizza out to the Appalachian Trail where it met a road crossing. I ate the pizza, and not wanting to pack out the box, I burned it to get rid of it. Well, this guy in a purple hat came along, and I said, "Hey man, you gotta help me put out this fire." And not wanting to waste any water, Mowgli came over and just peed on it. And I said, "Hey, that's a good idea." And then I came over and peed on it. But then there was a car coming by, and I had to pull my pants back up so that they couldn't see me while I was peeing, and the rest of the pee went into my pants. I met Dottie in a hostel along the Appalachian Trail. She was sitting around the fire along with everyone else, telling everyone, "Oh, you got free accommodation in Sydney if you ever want to come over and stay." And I thought, man, she's crazy, just inviting everyone to her house. But after the Appalachian Trail and then the Long Trail, which the three of us did together, I went over to Sydney and, sure enough, stayed with her folks. We had all come to the trail separately, but the three of us started hiking together at about the halfway point. Dottie ate half a gallon of ice cream to celebrate being halfway done with the trail and puked. We hiked with two others, so 5 total. After we finished the Appalachian Trail, the 2 others went their own way, and then Mowgli, Dottie, and I got a ride with my dad to the Quebec-Vermont border and hiked the Long Trail south the rest of the way across Vermont. Mowgli took a bus to get home, but after 30 hours on the bus with many delays, he decided he wasn't going to be on a bus anymore. Got off the bus and walked the 300 miles the rest of the way to his house across the North Carolina Piedmont. It took him 2 weeks. Dottie and I impulsively signed up for a marathon in Utah and then flew there after the Long Trail while Mowgli was on his bus/walk trip. After the marathon, Dottie took a flight to Fiji and I hitchhiked to Los Angeles. We met in Sydney, Australia 4 days later after I had an interesting stopover in Hawaii. Dottie and I walked the 1,000-kilometer Bibbulmun Track, 700 kilometers of it in the bushland, and another 300 along the coast of the Southern Ocean. The Bibbulmun was Dottie's idea, but quickly became a favorite walk for both of us. From there, I went to go ride motorcycles with my brother, Cherokee Joe, in Asia, and Dottie stayed behind for another semester of school. We had been talking about this trip down the Mississippi River since we were together on the Long Trail in Vermont. After Asia, I went into planning mode, calling Mowgli every day for about 10 days to work out all the gear and logistics for the Mississippi River trip. Once the trip was planned, I was gone again. I took my sister to South America, and then once she had to go back to work, I started working my way overland across Central America to Belize, where I caught a flight over to Arizona. Mowgli spent the winter installing heating, ventilation, and air conditioning components onto new construction. It's a decent job, but he worked with a bunch of knuckleheads, so he hated it. The day he had enough coin in the bank to paddle the Mississippi, he quit the job. Dottie finished her school semester and put in notice at her 2 jobs. I finished my 800-mile trek across the state of Arizona, and all 3 of us met up in Michigan where my parents live. My dad drove us to the headwaters of the Mississippi River at Lake Itasca up in Minnesota, and that's where we started our trip. This story has been severely abbreviated, but the complete version's on my website. Go check it out.